Hello, Zach. This is Yeshua, and I am now here to present your audience here on YouTube, this collective, with a new teaching that has not yet been shared on your YouTube channel in this specific way. The teaching that we will be discussing today is concerning the topic of love and compassion. These are energies and ways of being in the world that I had chosen to master during my earthly incarnation thousands of years ago. It is now my honor to be able to use this opportunity to share these areas of mastery with your collective. The topics of love, the topic of compassion, these are areas, these are ways of being with yourself that extend outwardly to others in relationship. The energies of love and the energies of compassion are ways of relating with yourself that you must decide to choose to relate with yourself in these ways. If you decide to relate with yourself in a loving and compassionate way, then love and compassion will be the overall essence or foundation upon which all of your relationships are formed. If you desire to have relationships that are loving, that are compassionate, that are joyful, that are areas, or rather conduits, through which you can then experience higher energy fields, higher expressions of your true self, then it must be chosen. You must decide to choose to be loving and compassionate with yourself. It does come down to the way in which you focus. This is simply a choice. You have spoken of this teaching of choice and choice mastery throughout your other transmissions with Atreon. And choice and the mastery of choice is something that I had also mastered while on the earth plane. The mastery of choice is, in fact, the way that one can then master every element or every aspect of one's life experience. Choice mastery is the only thing that one must choose to become better at if they truly desire to embody the highest expression of themselves, which is what you are choosing to use your life incarnation as. And by your, we mean Zach. Zach has chosen to use this life incarnation as an incarnation in which he is able to fully master the opportunity or mechanism of choice. As choice is mastered by you, you are then able to create whatever you desire consciously. In this transmission, the teaching is one of love mastery and compassion mastery. In order to master love and compassion, it must become important to you to use your waking life, every moment that you experience, as a moment where you are given the opportunity to choose to experience the vibrational essence or frequency of lovingness and compassion. These energies, these choices of love that you have the opportunity to master in this life incarnation must be chosen in the moments when you have unconsciously chosen to remove the love that you truly have for yourself. These moments we can give as examples, such as the moments when you have unconsciously chosen to shame yourself, to feel guilty about yourself. These are moments that you have mastered the unconscious choice to feel negative about yourself. In these moments, you must simply recognize that you are in an unconscious choice. And then in the awareness of this unconscious choice, it becomes required of you to practice making a choice to love yourself instead. This is what we have also spoken of in the Way of Mastery, a teaching manual comprised of 3 books. The Way of the Heart is the first book. The Way of Transformation is the second book. And the Way of Knowing is the third book, all 3 of which make up essential phases within the overall Way of Mastery. This teaching on choosing, making choices, is something that we cover throughout these various phases or books inside of the Way of Mastery. And Zach has chosen to leverage these teachings as an integral part of his self-mastery accelerator curriculum and community. The essence or the importance of choice cannot be emphasized enough, because this is why it has been a teaching that has been spread throughout all 3 books inside of the Way of Mastery. The reason for this is because you hold within yourself the true key to creation. The true key to creation is how you use your conscious free will. You exercise your conscious free will through making choices consciously. You see, in fact, you are living a life that has been created entirely through the usage of your choice. Most of your choices that you are making on a day-to-day basis in every single moment are choices that have been made unconsciously. It is now up to you in this life incarnation to master choice making, which means you must become conscious of the ways that you are making choices, most of which are unconscious. As you become aware of the unconscious choices that you are making repeatedly, automatically, you will notice the states of being or feeling that are created as a consequence of these unconscious choices. And as you become aware of these states of being, these negative emotional frequencies that you inhabit within your body-mind, you will then become aware of the fact that you have unconsciously chosen to create suffering, and therefore are presented with an opportunity to make a new choice. In these moments, when you have noticed yourself experiencing the consequence of an unconscious choice and are feeling negative about yourself or life in that moment, it is then required of you to make a new choice, and in that moment you can choose to let go or surrender of the negative choice that you have unconsciously created and choose instead to love yourself. This is the moment when love or self-love is made real in your awareness. It is only made real in the moments when you have temporarily forgotten to love yourself. When you feel negative about yourself, you have temporarily forgotten to love yourself. This is the most appropriate or perfect opportunity to know what it means to truly feel loving towards yourself, to truly feel compassionate towards yourself. It is only made real, it is only made significant when you are feeling the opposite of that self-love. When you are feeling negative, when you are feeling hopeless, when you are feeling grief, shame, guilt, some form of negative judgment about yourself. When you notice this negative perspective being held about yourself, understand that it is only a perspective that is being held onto within the record of your unconscious mind. And in that moment, is the doorway through which you can walk into a new reality born of the choice to love yourself. The opportunity is given to you to love the negativity, to love the human choice that you just made. The negative emotion is what we would classify as a human choice, a choice made by your ego consciousness. As you notice this ego choice to condemn yourself, to condemn another, to judge yourself or another in any way, you must then pause, stop what you are doing in that moment. Give your full attention and awareness to the negative state of being that you have created unconsciously. Recognize that you have merely mastered the unconscious creation of negativity, and utilize that state of being as a portal through which you can step into the realization of forgiveness, the realization of your innocence, through the choice to love that human aspect or part of your unconsciousness. You are not being encouraged in this moment to fix or change that part of you that is of negativity, judgment, or condemnation. You are only being asked to give the attention to that part of you from the light of your spirit, your true, authentic self. That true, authentic self is of love and compassion, because the true, authentic self only sees all aspects, all parts of yourself in a loving and compassionate way. And so when you choose to be loving, when you choose to be compassionate to those human parts of yourself that feel negative, you are then bringing the light of your true essence, your true authentic Christed self, into the physical body, into the mind and the heart in this moment. When you do this in this moment, you are mastering the moment. You are choosing to give more attention, more honor, more value, more love to the more true aspect of what you are. And in this moment, you have shown what it is and what it means to truly become a master of energy. You, in fact, you listening to this transmission right now may not fully realize the fact that you are a master of energy. You already are. We do not consider masters of energy to only be those that are mastering their energy in conscious ways, but in fact, you are already a master of energy because you have mastered unconscious creation. It is simply a form of creation that can be mastered, and is a form of creation that you are currently not enjoying, because it is creating unconscious states of being. This is the judgment, the condemnation, the self-hatred that we have spoken of previously. And so to change the quality or style of mastery that you have already created, it simply becomes a mission to walk a pathway of conscious mastery. Conscious mastery is your purpose here in this life incarnation. And it is required of you to first experience unconscious mastery. By unconscious mastery, we again mean the negative states of being that seem too familiar, too natural, too effortless for you to embody. Embody without thinking. It is already there. You wake up and you feel negative. You go throughout your day and you feel negative. This is what we mean by unconscious negative mastery. It is now time for you to change the way you have chosen to master yourself. It is now time for you to become a conscious master of energy. This is what we would encourage you to use the moments for, to use the moment as an opportunity to make a choice to love yourself, to love the human aspect and part of you that would rather judge or condemn yourself. When you bring the light of love, which is the light of your higher self, into the moment of self-hatred or judgment of another, judgment of what your eyes are showing you, you are then bringing the light of spirit into and onto the physical earth plane. And this is what it truly means to bring the energy of heaven onto the earth plane. It is brought onto the earth plane when you choose to embody a loving frequency and bring that loving frequency into the observation of both yourself and the world around you that you perceive and interact with. This is the teaching of love and compassion that I have chosen to bring to you, the viewer, in this very moment. And I ask you to choose to make a new choice in the moments when you have forgotten to love yourself. That is all you must do, is choose to love yourself in the moments when you have temporarily changed your attention and brought your attention into a negative, self-defeating space of energy. Choose instead in that moment to use it as a portal in which you can remember the power, the unlimited power of your Creator, seen and felt and experienced through the choice to love yourself. It has been my absolute pleasure and honor to be with you, to be with you in this moment, here and now. And I look forward to the next moment that I am given to connect with you in this time and space. I will see you in the next transmission, and I love you. Thank you for joining us on today's transmissions. This is the very first time that I have brought Yeshua through on my YouTube channel. I look forward to more transmissions with Yeshua. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do so, and I will see you soon.